4 astronomical events you don't want to miss. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt like the universe was putting on a show just for you? April might be the month when even the most casual stargazers will feel exactly that way. April has always been a month of renewal on Earth. Flowers bloom, animals emerge from hibernation, and the world seems to come alive again after winter slumber. But this year, the cosmos itself seems to be celebrating spring with an extraordinary series of celestial performances that will transform our night skies into a cosmic theater. For thousands of years, our ancestors tracked these celestial rhythms, their lives intimately connected to the movements of the heavens. Ancient civilizations, from the Mayans to the Mesopotamians, built entire calendars and cultural practices around these cosmic cycles. They understood something we modern humans, with our light-polluted cities and indoor lifestyles, sometimes forget: that we are part of something vastly larger, a cosmic dance that has been unfolding for billions of years. April 2025 offers us a rare opportunity to reconnect with that ancient wisdom. This month features an unusual concentration of significant astronomical events that won't align this way again for decades. It's as if the universe is sending us an invitation to look up and remember our place in the cosmos. What makes this April particularly special is the diversity of celestial phenomena on display. We'll witness not just one type of astronomical event, but a grand tour of cosmic wonders, from the subtle changes of our closest neighbor, the Moon, to the fiery trails of ancient comet debris, to a rare alignment of distant worlds in our solar system. Each of these events tells a different story about our place in space and time. The month opens with the waning days of March's celestial events, but quickly builds towards its own spectacular moments. By mid-month, we'll experience the serene beauty of the pink full moon, followed closely by the dynamic celestial fireworks of the Lyrid meteor shower. As if that weren't enough, we'll also witness a rare 4-planet alignment and conclude with a dramatic supermoon that will appear noticeably larger and brighter than usual. For those new to astronomy, these events offer perfect entry points into the hobby. Unlike some astronomical phenomena that require expensive equipment or travel to remote locations, many of April's celestial events will be visible with nothing more than your naked eyes and reasonably clear skies. Of course, even basic equipment like binoculars or entry-level telescopes will enhance your experience, revealing details invisible to the unaided eye. If you're planning to observe these events, location matters almost as much as timing. Light pollution, the excessive artificial light that fills our night skies, can obscure all but the brightest celestial objects. Whenever possible, try to find viewing spots away from city lights. Parks, rural areas, or designated dark sky preserves offer the best conditions. Many communities also have amateur astronomy clubs that organize group viewings for major events like these, providing both equipment and expertise. Weather, too, will play a crucial role in your viewing experience. April can be notoriously unpredictable in many regions, with spring storms potentially obscuring otherwise perfect viewing conditions. It's wise to keep track of weather forecasts and perhaps plan for multiple viewing opportunities when possible, especially for extended events like the Lyrid meteor shower. Throughout human history, celestial events like the ones we'll witness this April have inspired both wonder and meaning-making. Full moons have been named and celebrated across cultures, their regular cycles helping to mark time and seasons. Meteor showers have inspired myths of falling stars and divine messages. Planetary alignments have been interpreted as omens or cosmic harmonies. While modern astronomy has given us scientific explanations for these phenomena, the emotional and cultural impact remains powerful. There's something profoundly moving about watching the same meteor shower that our ancestors observed thousands of years ago, or seeing planets align in patterns they might have interpreted through their own cultural lenses. This connection between scientific understanding and human experience makes astronomy unique among the sciences. Few other disciplines so perfectly blend precise calculation with raw wonder, or technical knowledge with philosophical reflection. As we prepare for April's celestial performances, we have the opportunity to experience both dimensions, to understand the mechanics of orbits, light, and gravitational interactions, while also simply marveling at the beauty and scale of our cosmic neighborhood. The events we'll witness this month also remind us of the dynamic nature of our solar system. Though the night sky might appear static to casual observers, astronomers know it as a place of constant movement and change. The Moon orbits Earth, Earth orbits the Sun, the planets follow their own paths around our star, and comets swing in from the distant reaches of the solar system, leaving trails of debris that create our meteor showers. April 2025 gives us front-row seats to this cosmic ballet, showcasing the elegant choreography of our solar system. As we embark on this month-long astronomical journey together, prepare to be surprised, delighted, and perhaps even moved by what you see. Whether you're a seasoned astronomer with years of stargazing experience or someone who rarely looks up after dark, April's celestial events offer something for everyone, a chance to pause, look up, and remember that we are travelers together on a remarkable journey through space and time. The lunar dance begins on April 13th with what many cultures call the pink moon. Despite its poetic name, don't expect to look up and see a rosy-colored orb hanging in the sky. The name pink moon comes from the early spring blooms of wild ground phlox, a pink wildflower that carpets the ground throughout eastern North America around this time of year. This tradition naming full moons dates back to Native American cultures, particularly the Algonquin tribes who inhabited the northern and eastern United States. They tracked seasons by giving each recurring full moon a distinctive name that reflected the natural world around them. What makes this particular full moon fascinating is its connection to multiple cultural traditions. In Western Christian traditions, this moon is known as the Paschal full moon, which determines the date of Easter. The timing isn't coincidental. Ancient calendars were lunar-based, and spring festivals often aligned with the full moons of this season. The pink moon also corresponds roughly with the Hindu festival of Hanuman Jayanti and occurs during the Jewish Passover season in 2025, highlighting how lunar cycles have shaped religious observances across diverse cultures. Astronomically speaking, this full moon occurs when our satellite reaches the point in its orbit directly opposite the Sun, with Earth in between. At this moment, 12:22 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time on April 13th, the moon's face will be fully illuminated by sunlight as viewed from Earth. While this happens every month, the April full moon holds special significance in many agricultural traditions, as it marks the time when ground becomes warm enough for planting in many Northern Hemisphere regions. For viewers and photographers, the pink moon offers distinctive opportunities. When the moon rises, it often appears larger and takes on a golden or amber hue due to the scattering of light through Earth's atmosphere, the same effect that creates colorful sunsets. This optical illusion, sometimes called the moon illusion, makes the rising full moon appear dramatically larger when viewed near the horizon compared to when it's higher in the sky. Photographers take advantage of this effect to capture stunning images of the moon appearing enormous behind landscape features. The best time to view the pink moon will be just after sunset on April 13th, as it rises in the east. Find a spot with a clear view of the eastern horizon, ideally elevated and away from buildings or trees that might obscure your view. Urban observers can still enjoy the show. The full moon is bright enough to overcome light pollution, but you'll miss some of the subtler details visible under darker skies. Just 2 weeks later, on April 27th, we'll witness an even more impressive lunar display with a genuine supermoon. Unlike the pink moon's cultural naming, a supermoon has a specific astronomical definition. It occurs when a full moon coincides with the moon's closest approach to Earth in its elliptical orbit, the perigee. This April supermoon will come within approximately 22,023 miles of Earth, about 31,000 miles closer than its farthest point. Have you ever noticed differences in how the moon appears throughout the year? Some full moons definitely look larger than others, but can you actually tell the difference without photographs for comparison? Let us know what you think in the comments below. The visual impact of a supermoon is substantial, appearing up to 14% larger and 30% brighter than a full moon in apogee, its farthest point. While casual observers might not immediately notice the difference without a reference point, photographers and astronomy enthusiasts certainly will. The April 27th supermoon will dominate the night sky, creating exceptional viewing and photography opportunities. Supermoons also have measurable physical effects on our planet. When the moon is closer to Earth, its gravitational pull is stronger, resulting in more extreme tides, both higher high tides and lower low tides. These spring tides, named not for the season but for the way water springs higher, can sometimes cause coastal flooding, especially when combined with specific weather patterns. Researchers have even documented slight increases in seismic activity during supermoons, though the correlation remains controversial among geologists. What makes this lunar pairing in April 2025 particularly interesting is the opportunity to compare two distinct full moon experiences in a single month. The pink moon on the 13th represents a typical full moon, steeped in cultural tradition and seasonal significance. The supermoon on the 27th shows the dynamic nature of the moon's orbit and its variable relationship with Earth. By observing both, you can gain a deeper appreciation for the subtleties of lunar observation. Throughout human history, these lunar cycles have provided our species with reliable timekeeping, navigation aids, and the foundations for our earliest calendars. Long before clocks or calendars, people structured their lives around lunar phases. The roughly 29.5-day cycle from one full moon to the next became one of humanity's first reliable ways to track time beyond the daily sunrise and sunset. This led to the concept of the month. The word itself shares etymological roots with moon and influenced how we organize time to this day. For those wanting to capture these lunar events photographically, planning is essential. The moon moves quickly across the sky, and timing your shot for moonrise or moonset often produces the most dramatic results. A telephoto lens of at least 200 millimeters is recommended to capture lunar details, though even smartphone cameras can now capture impressive moon photos with the right techniques. Consider including landscape elements for scale and context. A building, tree, or mountain alongside the rising moon creates a more compelling composition than the moon alone in a black sky. The scientific understanding of the moon has evolved dramatically over human history. Ancient cultures variously saw the moon as a deity, a perfect celestial sphere, or a world not unlike our own. By the time of Galileo's first telescopic observations in 1609, the notion that the moon had mountains, valleys, and terrain similar to Earth revolutionized our understanding of celestial bodies. Apollo missions in the 1960s and 70s confirmed what astronomers had long suspected, that the moon's surface bears witness to billions of years of cosmic impacts, with virtually no erosion to erase this violent history. Modern lunar science continues to reveal surprises. What was once thought to be a completely dry world has been found to contain water ice in permanently shadowed crater regions. Evidence suggests the moon formed from a catastrophic collision between Earth and a Mars-sized body early in our solar system's history. Each time we observe the full moon, we're looking at a testament to our planet's dramatic past and the epic forces that shaped our cosmic neighborhood. Whether you're viewing April's lunar spectacles through sophisticated equipment or simply stepping outside to gaze upward with your naked eyes, these two full moons offer moments to connect with both scientific understanding and ancient wonder. The same moon that will shine so brilliantly this April has inspired poetry, navigation, timekeeping, and spiritual practices for as long as humans have walked the earth. In our modern world of artificial illumination and digital distraction, these lunar events remind us to look up and reclaim our connection to the night sky. Moving beyond the lunar events of April 2025, the sky offers even more dramatic celestial performances that connect us to the deeper cosmos. Between April 17th and 26th, the Lyrid meteor shower will paint fleeting streaks of light across our night sky, a spectacle that has been observed and recorded by humans for nearly 2,700 years. The first documented observation dates back to 687 BCE in ancient China, making the Lyrids one of humanity's longest observed astronomical phenomena. Unlike the moon's predictable rhythms, meteor showers have an element of unpredictability that adds to their allure. The Lyrids typically produce about 10 to 20 meteors per hour at their peak, but they're known for occasional outbursts where rates can surge to 100 or more meteors per hour. These outbursts aren't entirely predictable, which means anyone who steps outside to watch might witness something truly extraordinary, a cosmic lottery where the prize is an unforgettable celestial display. What we're seeing during the Lyrid shower isn't random space debris, but a specific stream of dust particles left behind by Comet Thatcher, officially designated C/1861G1. This comet orbits the Sun once every 415 years, with its most recent passage through the inner solar system occurring in 1861. As comets travel near the Sun, solar radiation heats their frozen surfaces, releasing dust and rocky material that spreads along the comet's orbital path. Each April, Earth passes through this debris field, and these tiny particles, most no larger than grains of sand, burn up spectacularly in our atmosphere. The Lyrids appear to radiate from the constellation Lyra near the brightest star Vega, giving them their name. This radiant point isn't the actual source of the meteors, but rather an optical effect, similar to how parallel railroad tracks appear to converge in the distance. The meteors can appear anywhere in the sky, though tracing their paths backward would lead to this radiant point. For optimal viewing of the 2025 Lyrids, mark your calendar for the night of April 21st, 22nd, when the shower reaches its peak. The good news for observers is that the moon will be only 40% full, and it's in its waning crescent phase, creating minimal interference during the prime viewing hours. The best strategy is to find a location far from city lights, recline comfortably, and allow your eyes at least 20 minutes to fully adapt to the darkness. The Lyrids are best viewed in the northern hemisphere, though some activity can be seen in the southern hemisphere as well. By a fascinating cosmic coincidence, the Lyrid meteor shower's activity period overlaps with another remarkable celestial event, a rare four-planet alignment visible on April 17th. On this date, Venus, Saturn, Mercury, and Neptune will form a nearly straight line in the constellation Pisces. This alignment occurs because these planets' orbits around the Sun occasionally bring them into the same region of our sky as seen from Earth. Planetary alignments aren't actually rare if you're willing to count any three planets appearing in roughly the same part of the sky. But having four planets form such a tight grouping is much less common, especially when they include both inner planets like Mercury and Venus and outer giants like Saturn and Neptune. What makes this alignment particularly special is that it coincides with Mercury's greatest elongation west on April 21st, the point in Mercury's orbit when it appears farthest from our Sun from our perspective, making this elusive planet easier to spot than usual. Of the four planets in this alignment, Venus will be by far the easiest to identify. Often called the morning star or evening star, depending on whether it's visible before sunrise or after sunset, Venus shines with a brilliant white light that outshines all other planets and stars. In April 2025, Venus will be visible in the pre-dawn eastern sky. Saturn appears as a steady yellowish point of light, less bright than Venus but still prominent. Mercury, despite being at a favorable position, remains challenging to spot due to its proximity to the horizon and the Sun's glare. As for Neptune, this distant ice giant is invisible to the naked eye, requiring at least binoculars or preferably a small telescope to observe. To witness this alignment, you'll need to rise early on the morning of April 17th and face east about 45 minutes before sunrise. The planets will form a diagonal line rising up from the horizon. Start by identifying Venus, the brightest point in that region of the sky. Then look for Saturn slightly above and to the right. Mercury will be challenging. Look for a faint point of light closer to the horizon than Venus. Neptune will be invisible without optical aid, residing between Saturn and Mercury in the lineup. Southern Hemisphere observers will have a slight advantage for this particular alignment, as the ecliptic, the plane of the solar system, makes a steeper angle with the morning horizon during April in southern latitudes. This means the planets will appear higher above the horizon before being washed out by the approaching sunrise. Nevertheless, observers worldwide can witness this event with proper planning. Planetary alignments have fascinated humanity for millennia, often interpreted as omens or cosmic messages in ancient times. The Mesopotamians, Maya, and ancient Chinese all ascribed special significance to the celestial configurations. Today, we understand the precise orbital mechanics that create these alignments, yet they retain their power to inspire wonder. There's something profound about seeing multiple worlds lined up in the sky, each a unique environment with its own mysteries, collectively demonstrating the elegant organization of our solar system. What these April events, both the Lyrid meteor shower and the planetary alignment, share is their ability to connect us to the broader universe. The meteors we'll see are literal pieces of a comet that has traveled the outer reaches of our solar system. The planets in alignment are worlds unto themselves, some potentially harboring conditions for life beneath their clouds or moons. When we observe these events, we're not just looking at lights in the sky. We're witnessing the dynamic interplay of cosmic objects that share our solar neighborhood. As April 2025 draws to a close, these celestial events offer us more than just pretty lights in the sky. They provide a perspective that transcends our daily concerns, reminding us that we're part of something far greater than ourselves. From the cultural significance of the pink moon to the cosmic drama of the Lyrid meteor shower, from the predictable majesty of the supermoon to the precise clockwork of the planetary alignment, these events connect us to both our human past and our cosmic context. If you've enjoyed this cosmic journey through April's astronomical wonders, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to catch all our future explorations of the universe. Share your own observations in the comment section. We'd love to see your photos or hear your experiences of these celestial events. Stay curious.